Took some L's to the chin, but I ain't stopping till I win. Only fail if you don't try. Take that step, gotta begin. Always have your faith in God and knowing it's part of the plan. Had to have my own.
William J with my homegirl Tevis. We are here talking in the attic with another segment. And before we like to jump in this, I want you to go ahead and subscribe because I would really like to have everybody start following us, sharing our information because I believe some quality material that everybody can really gain something from. And also a big shout out to everyone in Germany, the UK, Virgin Islands, even like Australia, because I see you out there. I see you following the pod. I see you taking note of everything, leaving comments. We really appreciate that. Thank you. So moving into today's segment, we want to talk about something that it kind of is unnerving if you think about it, because you would think you would have the support of everybody in your corner.
I mean,
you would think.
You think. Yeah. Because, okay, we have haters.
Yes.
That are not in our circle, but then we have haters that are in our circle.
Yes.
So you have to kind of figure out who are those people.
Correct.
But you have a lot more haters than you think you do.
Yes.
There are a lot more people who are just trying to find out what's going on with you because they just want to hate on you.
Yes.
Or are in silent competition with you.
Yes.
And you don't even know that they're competing with you because they're your people. So why would they compete with you?
It's a killer, but you also, sometimes you can find little small things that they say or do, and you're like, and you may not take note of it at first, but then you're like,
you start making notes oh, okay.
Where did that come from?
Okay.
You know?
So, we're going to talk about, I like to call them dream killers or crushers. Because they're not for you, but they pretend, or pretend is not the right word.
But actually, there are some who actually are for you, but silently it's something about you that they see in you. They wish they had a quality.
Okay.
They wish they had.
Okay, yes, that's true. That's true.
I know a couple, it's like, we're cool, but now that I realize what it actually is, I'm kind of like, I don't know how to, not saying I don't know how to take you, but I'm like,
so, are they people that have been in your circle for a minute? Or are they in your circle? Or are they, okay, so I have divisions of people. So
right.
I have friends, which are like my true, like for real people. I have associates. I have acquaintances. And I have coworkers.
Oh, right.
So,
no.
like, are you talking about friends who are?
No, my immediates, that first circle? No.
Okay.
The thing with us, we don't compete. We push the shit out of each other.
Okay.
And we'll call each other out on each other's bullshit. Like, hey, dude, you're not pulling your weight. But it's within that second circle where it starts getting a little murky.
So associates, acquaintances.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's some, right. And then like if you go to another layer, those are the ones I'm really like, okay, whatever, bro. I see you when I see you.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so this topic came up because I have shared information with people throughout my life about X, Y, and Z, and have just come to find out like they're not really there for me. And I don't need you to do anything for me, but just support me.
Right.
And I tell them things and I just get sideways comments. And it makes me question the friendship because this is just a certain part of it, but it's just, okay, why do you feel the way that you do? Or why are you not supporting me the way that I would support you?
Exactly.
So it makes me wonder, like, well, do you not like me? Or are you in competition with me? Do you see the drive that I have and you lack it? Wish you had it? Like, what is it that is making you look at me sideways because, okay, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that? Like, what is your reasoning?
I see it's many layers. Like you say, the competition, but then they're also the envious. They see the drive you have. They may just be envious of just how things shape up for you. You're packaged different. Like you have been given different opportunities, and they see it as, be for real. Oh, that's the light skinned girl privilege. It's look. No, for real. It's bullshit like that because it's pretty girl privilege. You've heard of that shit. So people say that, but I'm saying that's not the only thing.
No,
a lot of people may see that.
But I just really don't
into
buy into it.
But you don't have
don't.
to. You don't have to buy into it, but it exists. Seriously,
Okay,
like
it
it's a
exists.
thing,
That's
but
fine.
that's just not the only thing. But it's one where it, like you say, it hurts because if they're supposed to be my friend,
Yes.
and then like when they have whatever they're doing, you're
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm your champion.
Yeah.
Let's go. I want to see you succeed.
Yes.
And it's like, how can you actually do this to me when I'm
Yeah,
behind you?
and it's
100%?
it's not anything really overt.
Right.
It's just a sideways comment like, how did you get to this?
Oh.
What is your plan? And not in the like, some people ask you what's your plan in because they seriously want to know like, yo, you know, how do you plan on doing this? Because they're interested.
Correct.
And other people are questioning you as if you have no plan.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just so disheartening because I'm somebody who I don't have a lot of friends, but the friends that I do have, like I really cherish our friendship.
Correct.
There are maybe like I might have a friend, a couple friends who I've known for less than 5 years. Everybody else is like 10, 15, 20 plus years. So we're not talking about like people who have just entered my life.
No.
You know, we're talking about people who have been there. And you just like, yo, what is this? Like, why are you crushing this dream that I have? And like, it makes me second guess telling people.
Yeah, you're like me in that sense because in a way I'm a loner where I really don't need people.
Right.
And like you say, I've had the friends I've had. It's a solid maybe 5, and we've known each other since
You were
13.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, okay, so that's why I know we're good, but that sucks.
I mean, it's just like, do you have the conversation with them about it? Like, when do you say something to them?
So I would say, yeah, you would address it, but you know, you have to approach it in a certain manner because this is somebody you care about,
right?
Because y'all been through a lot together,
right? And you don't want to like ruin the friendship.
Correct.
Over a conversation.
It's like any relationship you have or any relationship you want to sustain.
Right.
You want to be like, okay, cool. You know this person, some of the triggers, some of the things that, you know, they don't appreciate. Like, hey, look, let's be for real. Straight up. I noticed this. I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying, combative.
Right. But this hurt my feelings or
yes.
it made me feel a certain way. I mean, it's a hard conversation to have. I don't think I've had that conversation. People have done it. I let a lot of shit slide.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I'll let it go, but I do make mental notes.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just, it gets to a certain place and you're just like, okay, I'm noticing a pattern. Like
Definitely.
you don't support when, you know, I come to you with an idea or say this is going to be my next move or whatever. But it's a hard conversation to have. Like, it's not the conversation I want to have with people. So, but I mean, it has to, if you want the relationship to go on.
Oh yeah. You have.
I feel like you have to have it, but
that's why I say you have to have a difficult conversation because these are people you actually care about.
Right.
But and even on a professional level, I've had that issue where somebody like in working in government, you know, it's certain grades. I was I got promoted to a 14, and I was early 30s, and it was a lady who she was trying to get a 14 for like 6 years. Out the blue, we were cool, working on the same project. Randomly, I'm in the hallway getting some water. She came at me. She was like, "Hey, so what did you do to get your 14?" Just like that, and I'm like,
"But y'all been cool.
We've been cool." I mean, she came at me like just stone faced, like, so like, what did you do? Who did you talk to? You know somebody like that kind of vibe, and I'm like,
I didn't.
No, I was like, actually, I took these certification courses. I did this.
So she thought you had like. Got away. Okay.
I'm like, lady, I deployed. I was in Afghanistan.
Like
I did this. I did this. I checked off all the boxes, you know. And I was like, I did the joint duty assignments, just naming all this, and you could just see her face just melting, like oh,
okay, you actually did.
You did the work, you know. And that's the thing. It's like on that level, you got to check people in a different capacity.
Right.
But friends, you have to be, you know, you have to have little gloves on.
Yeah, you do because. But then you have to question, because I've questioned, has this friendship run its course? Which is like, you have to have that conversation, and not like not the friendship has to end, But maybe it's like, okay, we've had our season.
Yes.
Because a lot of friendships or a lot of bonds and friendships are built on trauma.
Yes.
Or shared I mean, let's be real. A lot of they're built on negative situations happening, and you bond on it.
Yeah, and that season of life, that's where they fit in perfect.
Right.
And you had to grow from it. And unfortunately, you probably grew from that season in your life. And they may be there, or it's just y'all growing, like growing apart. You're just growing apart. Y'all still can be cordial,
right?
But it's just.
Well, I don't say cordial. You can still be cool. You don't think you can still be cool? No, I think you can still be cool. Maybe it's not like we hang out
after you've had that conversation, though.
It depends on how they receive it.
You think?
It depends. I don't.
Okay.
It depends on how they receive the conversation.
Okay.
Because you can have.
We talking about females, right? It was this thing.
Like, why does it have to be?
I'm just saying sometimes because it can be a little bit more emotion involved. I'm not trying to, throw no shade in that, but I'm saying like sometimes it
depends on the person's personality and their level of maturity.
Okay.
No, it does. Everyone doesn't get nigga. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I be trying to censor myself. Time out. It leaks out. It leaks out. I'm so sorry. But I can say it. I can say it. So,
y'all been waiting for that one.
I be trying to censor myself. Okay. I have people who I know I can have the conversation with. And there are other people that I have to handle with kid gloves.
Yeah, definitely.
I can have the conversation with all of them, but everybody depends. It's on their level of maturity and their personality, how I have the conversation with them. Because I feel like, again, if it's bothering me that much, I really need to talk to you about it. Because for me, it's just going to bother me.
Right.
And I'm going to withhold more information.
Then at that case, it's like, when you get to that point, you're like, why are we even friends?
No.
Yeah, I'm saying, if you have to hold you're always, okay. For instance, my thing was, for example, when I moved out here to Virginia, I didn't tell a lot of people. Actually, I didn't tell people because, like you say, dream crushers. People sometimes they want to project their fears and things onto you because of whatever trauma they've had, they experience. Yes, they're like, past experience. Oh, I tried to do this and I failed. So I didn't have time to hear. I didn't want to hear it. Like I was gonna block it out anyway. Like I said, because I'm gonna do things my way.
Right.
But I just didn't want to hear it. So by the time I got to that point where day of, week of, like, hey, I'm out. And they're like,
what?
Where
are you going?
Where you going? Like, yo, I'm deuces. I'm going to VA. And they're like, to what? Visit? No, I'm gone. I'm out the shy. Because home, I was just getting comfortable doing the same thing in the same circle and all that nonsense. But sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to withhold all that information because it's not necessary for you to share all your goals when you're trying to move on.
I completely agree. But sometimes you want that reassurance that you're not reassurance, but just a little bit of support behind you that okay, yeah, you're doing the right thing, or you're doing a new thing, and it's I support you. You sometimes want that.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Sometimes you don't tell people because I hold a lot of stuff close to me because I've had people with the questions. And that's another thing. Like, if I tell you something, I'll fill you in as things are progressing. Like, I don't need you on me about this and that and other. Like my parents, like, yo, I don't tell them anything until I'm about to pull the trigger because it's always a question. So, well, how you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? And it's just like, I've already worked this out. So a lot of times I'm not telling people things or certain things until everything is in place. And I'm like you said, you're like, okay, I'm gone. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
But it's hard sometimes because making major changes is a stressful thing.
Definitely.
And you want to share it with, maybe you don't share with every single one of your friends.
Definitely.
but you want to share it with one or two.
Yeah.
To just, when you have those moments of like, yo, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is what I should be doing.
Yeah, and then at that point, that's where I know the ones that I can go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's 3 that I know I can count on, call any time of the night, any time in the morning, or whatever they're doing, they just drop whatever and say, if I say, hey, I need to talk.
Right.
And they're like, oh, shit, you need to talk? What's going on?
Because you're the friend that just never, like,
Yeah,
you the friend that
I'm
checks.
like,
Do you check up on, are you the friend that checks up on everybody and so people don't really, like, check up on you?
I wouldn't say per se I call and check up on everybody.
But you were making sure.
Like, when we talk, I'm the one saying, like, because we're at the point in age where I'm like, hey,
are you good?
You good?
Yeah.
What's going on? How's this? Yeah, but people typically don't be too worried about me because I don't show that anything's wrong. It's like,
but isn't it hard being that friend?
oh, definitely.
Okay.
It's always hard being that friend because it's times where, like, I've even told you before, like, yo, I'm tired. I'm in a place, and we've been rocking together just roughly not even what.
I don't know, 9 months.
Yeah, I was saying 9 right now. It's not
Maybe
even been
6.
a full. It's not even a full year, and I just told you because I'm like, dude, I'm tired because we've been having to talk so much.
Right.
But other people, if they would have known how many times where I'm like, dude,
I don't
feel like it. But I just give, you know, saying what I can because I know they need it, you know. But at the time when I do need it, hey, y'all show up, goddamn it. No, I'm joking.
Okay, so have you ever? This you might not want to admit it. Have you ever been in competition with a friend silently?
Me?
Like, yeah,
Me
just
competing?
maybe not in like a way that a stranger would be in competition, but have you ever seen your friends doing something and you just like, man, I need to push myself a little bit more? Or, yeah.
I wouldn't say competition, but it was like, oh shit, okay, I gotta step it up.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, definitely. You know,
Okay.
everybody does like, oh shit, I gotta step my shit up. You know, because the funniest thing is the one you don't expect to be doing some certain
It's the
shit.
one
You're like,
that's
hold
popping
the
up.
fuck up, hold up. You
They the
did-
one showing up doing everything.
You're
You're
like,
like,
how the fuck did you do this? You're
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. You know, never off no hateful shit, but it's like, oh wow, okay. And like, I must be just coasting. But that's the reinforcement I like to see.
Gotcha.
And what's needed in life, where I'm like, okay, my guys, my people, my girls doing good. I got to make sure we're all balanced because I don't want to be the one, you know, I don't need the ship sinking or leaning at
Right.
one part. Because if we're on this
Gotcha.
thing rocking together, we got to be holding up the sails
Each
on
other
the ship.
together.
Yeah,
I can admit, I haven't been in silent competition with my friends, but you know, when I do see them doing things, I'm like you said, I'm like, okay, I need to step it up.
Yeah.
I need to do X, Y, and Z. I've allowed my friends their accomplishments to push me. I've never, my really good friends, I'm never just like trying to compete against them. Does
Right.
that make sense?
No.
Okay. But there are like coworkers that I have in the past.
Oh yeah.
I don't do it anymore.
What,
But in a professional way.
Right, I
You know,
would say, yeah.
not in a personal life, anything
Yeah,
like that,
no,
but
no.
in a professional way, like, oh man, you know, okay, they're at this place. How can I get there? Or just using what they've done to just motivate me. I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to expand my experience, or you know, get better in this or that or whatever. But I've never felt jealous of a friend.
Yeah.
Well, if we be honest, just a little bit.
Yeah. Would you say jealous?
Not
is a word?
jealous
It's-
is a word. I would say, you know, when is my time going to come?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that.
So
yeah.
it's not jealous. I don't hate them. I'm not trying to be where they are, but it's just like, okay, when is my time for X, Y, and Z going to come?
Definitely.
So, I mean, I can admit that.
Yeah,
because you see your friends do this or do that, and you're just like, damn,
Yeah.
when am I going to get there?
It-
when
it-
is this going to happen?
It's hard because you see everybody sees that because everybody has their season,
Right.
And last season wasn't my season of winning. I've seen a lot of my friends win, and I was like just applauding, like hey.
Yeah, you like,
And
if you,
I'm
yeah,
just
if
like-
you're not hating, you're definitely like still giving them. I hate the term giving them their flowers. You're
Yeah, I
still, you're still, you know, being happy for them.
Yeah, but like you said, I was saying, when is it my turn? Because it seems like every time I was looking up, it was always not literally raining, but it was just a storm on my ear. I was like, I'm always tired. God, what is going on?
Yeah.
But and it felt like you were being drugged through a lot. But the funny thing is, I saw a scripture and I made a post out of it. Well, somebody actually made the post, but I had actually did it before, and it said, "It's God, why are you taking me through troubled waters?" And the answer was, because your enemies can't swim. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh, and that stuff like little small things.
Yeah, small like things were like, okay, all right, I'm on the right path.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yes.
It's just not right now.
Definitely, and that's what a lot of people have to start realizing when they find themselves in that silent competition, that it's not always about you. It's a season. It will pass, and you can't have sunshine 100% of the day, because what on earth has sunshine 100% of the day?
But then also,
it's a desert.
True, but then you don't really. How do I put it? Like, if you don't have these moments of darkness or just doom and gloom, how do you know what to trust in? Have that faith.
Yeah.
So, you have to have those moments of, okay, I'm down and out,
definitely,
but it's going to get better.
Definitely.
There's something on the other side of this.
Yes.
Which is like, when you are on the other side, like the side before you see the sun,
right.
You I can't. This is too much. I don't know how much more I can do.
Right.
Maybe I should do something else, because this right here is taking too long.
Yes.
It's too hard.
Yes.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
But you gotta persevere through. Yeah. You have to be persistent.
You learn to appreciate. Once you get to that goal, you learn to appreciate all those times you went through, that heartache, whatever, that tough time, the breakups,
whatever it was, applying for a promotion and it not happening, or maybe you trying to get a house and this house didn't work out, that house didn't work out, but then when you get that house, you're just like, yo, why was I crying over this, that, and the other one? It's this is the perfect house, or this was the house for me, or this was the person for me, or this was the job for me. But you crying over everything else.
Definitely.
But I mean, that's just we're human. That's how we're built.
That's human nature.
Right. Yeah. But so you said before, you go to people who will support you.
Correct.
And that we agree we can't tell everybody our goals and our dreams, because everybody's not going to support them.
That's right.
But do you think it's best to go to people who have done the things that you're trying to do to help you along the way?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'd rather talk to somebody who's been there.
Right.
Because some of the experiences or whatever they've been through on their journey may be similar, or they can just give me some gems to go along the way.
Right.
It's always helpful to talk to somebody successful in the path you want to go through. Man.
But you have to be careful, because sometimes those people they act like it's not enough. They act like it's not enough for everybody to go around, and so they just either they don't want to help you out.
Man,
they're being shady, or they
may not even appreciate your path or your struggle. They may have thought that's too easy. No, I can't help you because
I had to go through
I had to do all this.
And now,
it's one of those where like you watch Inside the NBA and with Chuck and Shaq and all that. Sometimes those guys have gotten better, but at some point in time, some of the younger players are coming up getting better. You see them just talking shit about them. Oh, he shouldn't do this. They got blah, blah, blah. They getting pampered, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That's what happened to them with the generation before. It's you have to start scaling back a bit, saying, okay, everybody isn't going to do it, saying, all right, I'm going to help these young cats, help somebody else uplift everybody.
Right.
But, that's not everybody's nature, because some people are just true crabs in the essence of it.
So you just have to find the right people to mentor you.
Correct.
Or to just support you along the journey and telling them okay, this is what I'm going to do, or that's what I'm going to do. So do you think that you should not, if your friends, let's say, haven't supported you in X, Y, and Z, do you think you should continue to share things with them?
You said they have not?
If they haven't. Or do you just choose to choose certain things to say to them.
You know, I had said earlier when you were talking about, I said just stop sharing it. But you know what? Maybe, I mean, these are people who've been with you for a while. Maybe you had that tough conversation, or maybe it's just a point. They may be going through something in their life too.
I mean, yeah,
you know,
and I think I'm gonna be honest. I don't look at it like that. I'm just like, you're not supporting me, and not looking at maybe you're going through something as well.
Correct.
So
yeah, you know, and I had to, you know, just rewind what I said earlier and think about it. Like, well, they may be going through something as well. And then if you bring that to the table, maybe you'll be open where they're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see it this way. And then you're like, okay, my bad. I was looking at it from a subjective point of view as well.
Right.
But, and then you can grow from there.
So when you find yourself in these situations with your friends who don't support you, you just have to keep going.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe scale back what you tell them. But like, how do you handle it? Because I find it difficult when I've shared something, I don't get the support, and then they inquire later on down the road, like, so what's going on with such and such? Like, you know, how do you approach that? Do you share the information, or do you just be like, oh no, you know, that's on pause. Meanwhile, you done so many other things. You about to just be out or got a whole new job or whatever. So
there's so many approaches you can take, but I mean, it depends on what mood you're in. You don't know what you may catch from me at that day. I may be the passive, you know, it's whatever, or you may catch the asshole at that moment, and you don't catch me like, oh. So this you want to know? You want to know?
Why do you want to know?
Yeah, you know. So who knows what you may get at that point in time. So, but how have you approached that? Have you approached that situation any other time? I mean, with somebody.
I think that I'm really passive and very general. Not passive aggressive, but I'm just real general with the information because I have made a mental note of what you did, and that anything else I share with you pertaining to this might not be received well, so I don't want to set myself up to be upset with you about something I really believe in. Because everybody can't go on the journey with you, wherever it is, whatever you're doing, even if it's something super small, like maybe you've decided you gonna, I don't know, start jogging, or like start some new routine. You gotta start a new hobby, like everybody doesn't have to be on that journey with you. And you don't, like, there's some things you just have to keep to yourself. Like, there's a lot of things you have to keep to yourself. Because if you don't, people will just throw their insecurities and their fears and their traumas on you. But then you have to go back into yourself and be like, okay, I've done X, Y, and Z before. I didn't have the support of whoever. I can still go forward. But it's just a little bit lonelier. But I mean,
you know, it definitely is lonely. Speaking from a loner, my perspective, I've done so much on my own that I'm to the point now where I don't necessarily need somebody else's not necessarily support or just, you know, whatever they have to, approval or anything. I just do shit. You know, like, I didn't go around when I wrote my first book asking people, hey, what do you think? If I start out to write a book, what do you think? I just started writing that shit. Didn't know what the hell I was doing, just researched on my own. Then when I put it out, everybody's like, oh shit, why didn't you tell me? I could have did this for you. Really? I never knew that.
So when you wrote your first book, did you... So you kept it quiet the entire time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like there were certain people that if you had shared it with them would have definitely had some negative feedback for you?
Of course. You know, not like... And the funny thing is the negative feedback wouldn't have been like just straight up, man, why you gonna do that? It's little slick dumb shit. Like, nigga, you can't write. Yeah. Nigga, you know, like some shit like that. Or,
I know.
Man, come on, man. You know, I went to school with you. You got a D in English. You know, stupid shit like that. And you like, okay, but that's a little...
20, 30 years.
Yeah, you're like... what was that about? Okay,
Yeah.
jokes, ha, but
Yeah, but like it's something behind it.
Yeah,
you
it's
saying it
always,
because you feel some
it's
type
all,
of way.
It's always, yeah. And that's
Okay.
what, like that. Even the second one, the second one, but the second one I actually led on a little bit after I completed the first one because now it was like, okay, look, motherfucker, I got this first product out. I can do this, and it was a very good product. The second one, I started just doing screenshots and screen captures of me writing and shit, and people were like, "Oh, he's back at it." And but that point, nobody was trying to doubt me.
Because you
But
already,
I already did that
put it
shit.
out
So
there,
it's like,
yeah.
now what? You know, the only thing was, it was like, I didn't tell nobody it was an audiobook as well. So now you get to listen to my beautiful voice.
or read all the words.
Enjoy that shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so hopefully, like, don't let.
Yes.
I'm gonna try not to let friends.
Air quotes.
I mean, they're friends. They're friends, and they don't mean. I don't think there's any malice behind it. I really don't. I just think that it is maybe they don't have it in them, not in a disrespectful way,
Right.
but they couldn't see themselves doing this or
Yes.
doing that,
Yes.
and so they're a little envious. Not in the bad sense of the word, but they wish they had the balls to do something like that, or whatever it might be, So you just try to give them grace. I can only give you grace for so long.
You can't, or this is what you can tell them to do. Pick up the book "Why Not" by William J. Upchurch, and then the follow-up book "B" by William J. Upchurch. It will help you out.
And mind your own business and support people.
Support black people.
Coloreds. Support the coloreds. How about that? All right. Well, I think that's it. Y'all can leave comments if you've had some friends like hating on you, silent competition. And it's okay to admit if you've been in silent competition with somebody. Like I think you need to have that conversation with because I had it with myself about things. I was like, I'm about to talk about this. Who have I because I needed to really check myself on it before I had this conversation. So have a conversation with yourself. Yeah. And if people are not supporting you, if you feel like it's something you need to have a conversation with them about, then have it. Before we go, these are my sneakers. Somebody wants to I'll take them off. See, somebody wants to see what my sneakers. People want to know what are on our feet.
Oh, word.
Okay. Never mind. I don't keep putting my sneakers up in the frame because people want to know what I have on my feet.
This is what I'm rocking. It's a Kai Low. They're Blazers. I do know.
Okay.
I know what I'm wearing. There you go.
I'm a baby sneakerhead, so just be nice. So, okay. All right. So I'm Tevis.
It's William J. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, follow, share, like, all of the above. Please leave comments. We would love to hear what you have to say. And once again, it's Talking in the Attic. And we're gone.
All right. Bye.
Took some L's to the chin, but I ain't stopping till I win. Only fail if you don't try. Take that step, gotta begin. Always have your faith in God and knowing it's part of the plan. Had to have